Welcome back, party people. This is Curly Views for Yous. My name is Curly. Looks like Miss Reed has uploaded, keeping to her every other day scheduling. The title of this one is I'm Quitting Semaglutide, I'm Done Weighing Myself, and First Therapy Appointment, Sparkle Vlog. I've mentioned before, but I'll mention again. Hi, I'm Curly. I started a channel because I don't really see too many Black creators. I also don't see too many other people of color on the YouTube algorithm. And I also don't see too many women. So here I am. Welcome. If that sounds like your vibe, feel free to subscribe. That would be really, really great. Helping me, get pushed out into the YouTube algorithm that tends to neglect. I'll put neglect my people. Much like how Amberlynn Reed neglects herself and everybody else in her life. Here we are. All right, guys, let's get into it.
Hello, welcome to a new vlog. So today is February 5th, and your girl does not feel like getting ready today.
Oh,
like, I just don't. I threw on some eyeliner, didn't even put on foundation, didn't even care enough to do that. I don't care about my hair, don't care about what I'm wearing.
Amber. Oh, this one. Oh, I like this one. Amber, baby, we know you don't care about yourself. That's the whole point. Is that you don't care about yourself and that you monetize that. And for some reason, YouTube does not see a problem with it, which I find very alarming. But, here we are.
It's literally one of them days. I just want to start this off with my weigh-in. It's not pretty. It's not good.
Oh my God, I just heard that song from I think it was the 90s. Just one of them days that a girl goes through. I remember being 9 years old or 10 years old singing that song and knowing nothing about life. Nothing about but that song just used to hit, man.
And I do want to talk a little bit about it. So here it is. February 5th. Alexa, what's the date today?
Good afternoon, Amberlynn. It's Wednesday, February 5th.
I woke up swimming again. Get out. Get ready. Stick it on.
It always sounds like the that the scale is saying get out.
511.2.
Yep, sounds about right.
511.2.
Now she's going up. She was under the 10s. Now she's going up. And we're gonna fucking split pounds, or I guess I should say split ounces with this bitch. It was 500 pounds. 5 pounds does not matter to a 500-pound person. You should be able to drop that in a week. Okay? For all the stuff that she says that she studied, it's very strange to me that she just doesn't claim any responsibility as to why her weight continues to go up. It's what you're eating. Hello. What the fuck?
And that's after eating only 2,100 calories yesterday.
Yeah, but 12... It's this whole splitting of calories that is so fucking annoying to me with her, because she just... listen, have a salad once a day, Take out one of your fucking snacks once a day. Do shit like that. This whole, minutia of counting each and every individual fucking ounce, it doesn't seem like it's conducive to a healthy lifestyle, because you're never taking it seriously anyway, and you're still eating shit. So what's the point? I don't know. It's just...
We'll talk more about that in a minute. I gained 2 pounds overnight, literally eating 2,100 calories. And it's that is a moment where my body is choosing.
What did you do leading up to that? You can't expect to lose weight when you've been treating your body this way for 30 plus years, right? That's one of the biggest things that everybody tells you. It didn't take you a month to put all this weight on. It's not going to take you only a month to take it off.
Do what it wants to do, because I have lipedema and lymphedema. As you guys know, I feel I say that every...
You literally do say it every time, because it's one of your main excuses. That's what you want people to latch on, rather than what you're putting down your fucking gullet every fucking day.
2 seconds, but it's the truth. It's something I'm suffering with. And it's really hard and conflicting, because people with lipedema and lymphedema, it is easier for them. By the way, that is my broom. That is not a mop. I've had people ask, is that a cute little pink mop? No, it's a broom. I just always have it out random parts of my home, because I like to do cleaning.
Nobody asked you that. We've all commented that you put it in your screens, so you put on the ruse that you are indeed a cleanly person, when, girl, we all know you're dirty as fuck. And look, so this mark that's down here, that is not that love bite that I was talking about in my last video. The love bite that I was talking about was definitely on the titty. This one's more on the upper chest. I remember seeing this one.
As you guys know. Anyways, I feel like I'm rambling.
And it's still not
but,
good.
So it is conflicting having issues with my gallbladder and pancreas, but then also having issues with lipedema and lymphedema, because what helps lipedema and lymphedema is a low-carb, high-fat diet.
Oh my God.
Whereas that's the diet that'll trigger my gallbladder and trigger my pancreas. So it's okay, so it's just...
Amberlynn thinks that she should be able to still consume the appetizer, entree, and dessert from Cheesecake Factory and lose weight. She doesn't understand that it's a complete lifestyle change. You're not... Those foods aren't healthy. B, those foods are definitely not healthy for a person like you. You have to just cut it out. Like, you have to find an alternate, and not an alternate saying, oh, I'll just make this at home. Like, no, you need a full-blown alternate. Like, I don't even know. I'm not a fucking dietitian, but you need a full-blown alternate for everything that you enjoy putting down your mouth. You need somebody to create recipes that you can make, or that can be, like I've said before, that can be made and sent to you, because you definitely have the amount of money to afford, personal nutritionists. I don't see why she's not doing that.
All very conflicting and frustrating. But long story short, I would rather have issues with my lymphedema versus obviously organs inside of my body. So that is why I choose not to do like a really high fat, protein based, low carb diet, because it does make my pancreas and my gallbladder hurt. It's just something that I have to deal with, and I can be in a calorie deficiency all day long, and still my body sometimes.
See, it's day to day. Like, it's like she's like, okay, no problem. I ate 7,000 calories yesterday. Today we're going to be on track. Oh, look, I stayed under 2,000 calories. I should have lost whatever amount of weight. Baby girl, like, it's all together. It's all dependent upon each other.
Does not react. I do want to make progress. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to make progress every day, because eating at 2,100 calories, as someone who is 500 pounds, I should have lost weight. Having lipedema and lymphedema while trying to lose weight, but also suffering with like weird pancreas and gallbladder issues, it's giving like I'm a human in quicksand trying to get out of it, and I like literally can't. Anyways, I did eat today. I had 495 calories.
It's giving that you are in the ocean. A rescue boat has come for you. They've tossed you the little buoy, and you continue to flounder in the water, saying nobody's here to help me.
But therapy is your green. So I was eating my food. It was a sandwich, so here's a picture of that. And I'm telling you that it's like the best sandwich ever. It is so good. It's just bacon, chicken lunch meat, mayo, mustard.
She likes it because it's fast and easy. She still doesn't even fucking toast the bread, which we all know would make it better. And she's just so lazy.
Red onion, lettuce.
And here's the recipe for the umpteenth time. Like, we all don't know how to put fucking ingredients on a fucking sandwich. Apparently, Amberlynn just, came into her power with making a sandwich for days and days and days on end until she runs out of her ingredients, and then she'll just slap everything on a piece of bread anyway and eat it like that. So,
without the tomato, and we add some onion and chicken lunch meat, which I actually said that in my last vlog too. But
shut up. God.
Oh, I'm telling you, Oklahoma might be one of the windiest places I've ever lived sometimes. I just came back in from walking Twinkie, and yeah, it's a windy. But it's weird. I noticed where I go to walk Twinkie and stuff, it's more windy in that section versus when I turn the corner and go around the building, it's not as windy over there. I'm just it doesn't make sense. Wind does not make sense. So I actually also got done talking to
is it a troll?
Friend of mine, her mom.
Is it a troll? I don't know. Is it a troll? None of us will know unless Amber tells us. I don't want to think that somebody is as simple-minded and, runs amok and ruins people's lives. I don't want to think that. But she seems pretty fucking stupid. So, I don't know. A selfish, stupid person. I've thought I've, seen that archetype many times throughout my life. This one is just weird for me because it's like, is she simple-minded? Meaning, she's just a little slower than the rest of us on the uptake. She doesn't get, some of the personal cues that most of us do. Or is she really doing this on her own to, that's all she knows how to be, is just be an annoyance to people, not contribute, constantly take. That seems to be who she's been her whole life. So maybe she's not acting. This is just her. And if that's the case, with so many people telling you this is not a good way to be, not changing it, then does that give her the insight? Guys, I don't know, man.
Mom also has lipedema problems, and she just made me feel a lot better. It's great to have people in your life that are super supportive. But I need that in my life, trust me. Especially people who understand the struggle, and I was just talking more, and they were talking to me, giving me their 2 cents, their advice. Sometimes I need it. And honestly,
I don't think that Amberlynn's going to do well in therapy because she doesn't do any of her work. I don't think she's going to take the therapist's methods seriously. I don't think she's going to implement any of their care plan for her. I don't think she's going to respect that care plan because it's, therapy's fucking hard, guys. And if you aren't bringing all of yourself to the table, if you don't really want to get better, you won't get better because you'll just be working the program for shits and giggles, or to please, the people that are around you and give them the false hope that you will get better. I don't know. It just seems 10 years too late, for her, at least.
The winning choice here, the conclusion of it all, is I probably should not be weighing myself daily. I have not been weighing myself daily in a very long...
She's so stupid. people have been telling her that bullshit for years, and she still does, and then posts about it, and it's, dude, it's just the willful, ignorance for me. I hate people who don't want to learn and better themselves and get their shit together. You know, it's very frustrating to see that. Her arms are looking shitty as ever, but that's probably why she took her sweater off, because I don't know, dude. She's just
time. And I only wanted to do it for this series, but I'm realizing more than ever, it literally puts me in the worst headspace, because I ate 2,100 calories last night. I was so super happy about that. Like,
last night,
I went to bed proud of myself, and then to wake up and see that I gained 2 pounds, like, to the average person, it's like defeat. They're like, wow, how did I gain?
To the average person, it's like defeat. Ma'am, you don't know the average person. You know what I mean? Like, she sits around and watches, I guess YouTube is what I'm assuming. Does she think that that's real life? Like, again, I've come from a history of neglect and abuse from my parents. And one way that I used to escape, especially at times, my mom would take me with her to where she would store drugs. Thankfully, I think it got to be a better place, because I think when I was younger and too young to actually remember details, I have a feeling it was worse places. But when I was probably 8, 9, you know, when you can start remembering shit, she would take me to somebody's house who, you know, would have their kids on the weekends kind of thing. And the kids had toys and, you know, television and all that jazz. But usually the kids weren't there, because it was like, you know, it's one of those custody situations. And I remember I would just be sitting, you know, in a room, before I developed my discipline to do like my own homework and shit like that. Or if I didn't have any homework, I would just sit and watch TV. And, you know, you sit and watch TV to essentially escape. You know, we use that as it is in adulthood too. And that wouldn't be any different for an 8-year-old girl. And, you know, watching the television shows, and like, you do think that is the way that things are supposed to be. Like, that's what you're missing out on. And I wonder if Amberlynn ever like grew out of that to recognize that her situation was definitely a unique situation in terms of the conventional family life, but it's as if she didn't grow up. She didn't grow out of that and realize that, you know, that half an hour show when they would have the introduction of a problem, they'd have the climax of the problem, and then they end up solving it. Maybe that's where she gets her every day should be a new start. Every Monday is a new start. Every new year is a new start. And I can do anything. I don't know. That could be where it comes from. But it seems like she stayed in the shows. Like, she stayed where the parents were good, or, you know, quote unquote good. Yeah, it's just really weird.
2 pounds with me, it's like, it's fluid, it's water retention, it's all these stupid and annoying things. And it's like, yeah, sure, I know that, but like, at the same time, it makes me anxious. So
and she acts like she like, here she'll say that she knows that, but come 5 p.m. when she's ordering her 3rd DoorDash order, what do you mean? What do you mean you're helping out with, you know, your treatment? Like, you don't get treatment.
I can't be doing the daily weigh-ins. I can't. And I hate to let people down, but I'm genuinely telling you, my new...
Baby girl, nobody gives a shit. Like, how many times do people have to tell you that? Come on.
Like, 2025 slogan, which I feel like everyone should be saying this, is, I need to protect my peace. I can't do it. Like, it...
Listen, maybe this is the start of the breakdown. We have to have the breakdown so we can have the rebuild. Maybe this is good. You know, listen, I'll hold on to that 0.5% of hope.
Put me in such a bad headspace. Oh, I'm genuinely so annoyed. Like, I have no words for it. I swear I'm not crashing out. I'm not spiraling. This whole vlog is going to seem that way, because it's like, every step of the way, I'm like, oh, I was going to weigh myself daily. Oh, now we're not doing that. And it's just like, you know, the next thing I'm about to say? Sundays are my semaglutide day.
It's like all of these mental gymnastics to just go through her saying, I'm going to stop. I don't care about myself. Like, just say it. Just say that you hate yourself. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that's basically what it is, Amber. You hate yourself, okay? You are very disappointed. You know, there's a whole bunch that goes into it. Disappointment, shame, regret, all that jazz. If she is a true narc, then I guess she wouldn't have those feelings, right? I think, in my opinion, I think that she does have those feelings. I do. I think she experiences regret. I think she experiences disappointment. You know, I think that those are feelings that she has. Are they skewed as fuck? Yeah. But if she has those feelings and emotions, there's like a glimmer, a sand speck that she can grow on that and make that bigger for herself and come around, you know? But again, it seems like as soon as this girl closes her eyes to go to sleep, she fucking completely ignores everything that was done in the past. Like, it's like, it never happened. All right, we're starting today. Oh man, you need a psychiatrist, by the way, not a therapist or a psychologist. Only the psychiatrists are able to prescribe you medication. If you go to a therapist or a psychologist, from my understanding, yes, they're supposed to help you with your mentals. Yes, they're going to help you with a care plan, but they are not the ones that are prescribing you medications. I believe that they're not allowed to dispense medication. It's some other, some other thing you got to get qualified for, or what have you. So but then it comes down to a question: is she even going to take the fucking medication? You know, it's just one thing depends on the other, and she doesn't even want to get started. So in essence, the whole thing is for naught.
To message the providers 2 weeks prior to me needing a new vial, and I did that. I even vlogged, letting you guys know that I did that. As the days are getting closer and closer, it still hasn't shipped. So I messaged them, and I'm like, I'm going to be taking my increased dose, because I was supposed to double my dose. I'm like, I'm going to be taking it late because you guys are not shipping it. And they're just like, I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. And I'm like, what do I say to that? I don't know. Like, it's okay, I guess, question mark. Like, this is a medicine, and it's like I'm relying on this company.
And okay, so then let's break that down. So Amberlynn says that she's messaging a provider and things. I don't think, from what I see from the outside, I've never done any, investigation into this. I do know that med spas exist. Even like Noom, the weight loss app, they're offering the GLP-1s to ship to your home, right? Those aren't doctors. So essentially, like, people are just, it's like the people that do the IV drips for like B12 and stuff, like after a night out for hangovers. Like, I don't think those people are like registered doctors, registered nurses, people who have done years of education. I think it's just whatever qualification the drug falls under, they're allowed to sell it. So if she's just ordering from, a med spa or somebody who's really not a doctor, like, she does not have a prescription for this, she does not have, if she doesn't have that type of paperwork, then yeah, if they miss a dose here and there, they're not going to give a fuck. Now, if you went to a fucking doctor, like you're supposed to be at 500 fucking pounds, they would most likely ensure that you get your fucking medication because they're prescribing it for you. A med spa, they're getting paid, whatever amount of money per hour to be there. Of course, they're not going to make sure you get your shit,
To do the right thing. So already not getting it in time has been highly...
It's like, I wonder if they even take the Hippocratic Oath at med spas and what have you. And I would imagine probably not. Like, because I wonder, like, I don't know, because like people can go in for Botox, you can go in for lip injection, you can go in for all that type of stuff without a prescription. Is that what a med spa is for? Is for people that won't necessarily be prescribed medication because they don't fall under a certain, criteria. But it's like Amber definitely falls in that criteria. She's like, she's like the model fucking patient for somebody who wants to change somebody's life.
Frustrating. So I was supposed to get it before the Sunday, which was just a few days ago. Like, today's Wednesday. And then they were like, nah, psych, like, you're gonna get it on Tuesday. And I'm like, okay, fine, I guess I'll take it a couple days late. Like, it's fine. I messaged the provider to see what he thought. He said it's gonna be okay. So yesterday came around, which was Tuesday, and I was expecting to get it in the mail, and I didn't. So then I was like, fuck. I woke up today and I was like, hopefully I'll get it today. I checked. It said it was gonna be here today. It did arrive. It did. But it's the wrong dose. I'm frustrated and I'm done.
Just fucking take 2. What is your fucking issue? You have no problem sticking 2 extra fucking rolls down your throat. Ma'am, you have a problem not putting on a fucking bra. Secondly, dude, she's so gross.
It's like all these little things today are like, I don't know, just really getting to me. Just everything's getting to me. I cannot wait for my first therapy appointment tomorrow. Like, I just feel like the weight of the world is on me currently.
So first therapy appointment, I forgot to get her date and time at the beginning.
And it's like, how is this company that I'm relying?
Dude, she is like, this is bad, dude. Like, she just looks like somebody's mama in their 70s in a fucking moo-moo. You know what I mean? And this ain't the mama that, takes care of you and makes sure you're fed. This is the mama who's sitting there telling you to go down in the corner store, get her a pack of smokes, come back with some honey buns for her ass too, and then has you get, things ready for dinner. That's the type of mama she seems like. Ugh.
On for like a medicine that I'm injecting inside of me. How are they not only going to be late, but they're going to ship me the wrong dose. Like, what do I do with that? I'm frustrated and I'm done. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Amberlynn's about to quit semaglutide. Like, literally, it wasn't like that until this situation. I love the thought of semaglutide and Ozempic and all of it. Like, I don't want to think about food. I don't want the food.
That's the problem with Amber. She likes the thought. And what I've come to realize, / was shown in ADD and ADHD folks, is that if we say to ourselves that, like, we never want to speak our goal out loud, because once we say it, and especially if we say it to someone and they say, oh, that's a great idea, that makes us feel like we accomplish it. Like, that's telling us, our brain, that, okay, great, that was good enough, I told somebody, and we'll continue on to the next thing and totally discount it. Oh, excuse me. Again, I don't know what Amber's fucking diagnosed with, if anything. I personally don't think she's been diagnosed formally with anything. I think these are all, thoughts and projections that she put in herself and aren't true. Or at least aren't fact-based allegations, I guess I'll say.
I don't want to be hungry. Like, when semaglutide is really working and when Ozempic would work in the past, like, that shit, like, felt phenomenal to me. But A, it's literally not even working. You guys have been hearing me say that for weeks now. And I was like, oh, fine, I'm going to keep giving it a chance. And then it's...
Amberlynn, we've heard you say for years that you want to better your life.
Days late. And then once it does arrive, it's not even the right dose. Like, I'm just so frustrated right now. Like, I don't even have words. All right, so I'm going to have some Pringles. This is 100 calories. I'm also going to have 2 of these Duke's hot and spicy shorty sausages for 130 calories.
I just imagine ALR sitting there on her couch with her pillow mountain, Twinkie breathing next to her, wasabi in a window, gnawing on her Duke's hot sticks, eating a Pringle, and just, like, she has a TV. I wonder if she actually uses YouTube on her TV. You know what I mean? Or does she sit there in a room with a TV, but uses her phone? I just want to be quiet. I just want to see. You know what I mean? It's like a bad accident or, a medical mystery gone wrong. I just want to see what happens. It's a human experience. I want to see what their human experience is. Yeah. Anyhow.
Calories. I also had an Uncrustable grape. It's literally my favorite, for 210 calories.
So in my opinion, with those 3 things, I think she sat there and ate 2 Pringles can things. This is being conservative. 2 Pringles cans things. I think a handful of the Dukes was pulled out, like 7, 8, thrown onto a plate. And then as for the Uncrustables, I feel like because she's so calorie oriented with her delusion, I think she would see that 210 and be like, okay, I can't have too many of these, but I at least want 2. Because that would only be up to 4. Yeah, I think she'd either doubled or tripled every serving. And, like, that's the other thing, too, is that Amber doesn't realize that it's actually, at least for her, like, at least for me, I should say, for emotional eating, like, I have to be so conscientious of how much I'm eating because I will just continue like a shark, like, because my body, like, I have to tell my body, no, we're good. Like, just like I have to parent my inner child because she was totally neglected, I'm finding that I have to be like, hey, listen, you don't need that much. You're going to be fine. There's some later if you want. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, to actually do the work and be able to talk about it is so refreshing. And then to see somebody, thank God, I guess I didn't see Amberlynn back then, like back before I got help, because I would have been like, yeah, this girl is on it. Like, minus her gross shit, I would probably have loved her, like, and I wouldn't sit there and eat a whole ring of, well, on camera, I guess. I don't even know. I was thinking about the shrimp gate. Okay, if you've made it this far, if you were Amber, what would you eat 24 hours? Like, what would your one thing that you can eat be for a day? Yeah.
Hello. So it is February 6th. And yes, I am just actually an all-around flop lately. I did not...
So let's analyze this. So we're still in the young girl era. Now, I didn't watch anybody else's reaction. This is still the girly young girl look. I'm not a fan either. I'll rock the pigtail style or do like space buns. I save those for like special occasions now. Maybe but now I like kind of reserve them for like festivals, places where I can go have fun, usually. And yeah, I don't rock that in my day-to-day. Let's check out some other things around the room. What caught my eye the most is now we do see Mama Lynn. So it took, what was that, like 6 months to a year for her to listened to her audience, because I was always like, who is that even a picture of? And then one of the reactors said it was Mama Lynn. She very purposely like would cover Mama Lynn, you know what I mean? That's where my whole thing is of she's still pissed at her mom is what I read that as. I'll just keep it that simple, in my opinion. Is this one of her crystals? It is. I mean, it looks like aventurine, but it also looks like smoky quartz, which are pretty generic in the crystal realm. Sorry, Amber, I'm not trying to get close to you, boo. There's her R. We got the candle. We don't have Dainty Pop. You're not advertising for any of your merch. Oh yeah, that's right. She's not doing it. So weird. She's got her plaque, and then she did flip over this XO, so it says XO instead of Ox. And then like I said, the young, like the cat shirt and the hair barrettes, like those are the only two things that are, you know, changed with your outfit. And I see you.
I was eating yesterday because I realized that's also not productive for me in this moment. Let me turn this a little like that. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, but I just need.
And then, okay, and then Amberlynn turns like she had to draw attention to it.
To say, I'm obsessed with how good I did this bookshelf. It used to give me so much anxiety to look at it, like, because I hate clutter, I hate messes, and so it just, oh my god, this is just.
And that's, so somebody must have said that, because like I said, I don't think Amber has an original thought. So somebody must have said to her in like the past, because it seems like she only emulates like recent relationships or like in real time relationships. So this probably in the like somebody probably called her messy, which would be Emily, right?
If you have something in your house that's like cluttered, that's giving you anxiety, or you need to clean
and
it.
then she tells us to do it. That's what pisses me off.
But anyways, I'm an absolute flop because I don't want to show every single thing that I'm eating. I can't. It messes with me like mentally. I need to get in like a better headspace before I do that. But don't worry, I will randomly show you guys what I'm eating. I will randomly do weigh-ins. I will randomly talk about my weight loss journey or lack thereof. I'm hoping with therapy that like the mentals can get figured out, because I'm telling you, like me having struggles with food, that's not like the issue. That's just like a symptom of something else that I'm dealing with. But, like this is the issues with food. Okay, so this is a symptom. So let's figure out like what's going on up here so we can figure this out so like the symptom can go away. So speaking of therapy, my first appointment is in an hour and I am very nervous. I know that therapy consists of a lot of talking about things that I try to shove down on like a day-to-day basis. Last time I did therapy was like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and I put my all into it. And I was able to actually.
Now, again, I think Amberlynn's just a perpetual liar. Like she can't tell the truth. So I'll share my experience with therapy as somebody who definitely grew up with complex PTSD. And complex PTSD is something very, I would say black and white, like me. I would say that PTSD is a singular event or experience kind of thing. People that go to war, right? Now, depending on how long you're in that war and then the experiences that you have there, and if they are traumatic to you, because everybody's different, man, then they go into the realm of the complex PTSD. Me, as a child of my parents, I definitely experienced multiple different traumas. I'm remembering a lot of them. I feel like I remember, but situations that I thought were normal, I'm not categorizing them as traumatic when they should be. So I started working on myself and I went to therapy. And of course, everybody, around me, nobody really works on themselves. They just, they're getting by day, like most people, they're just trying to do the best that they can. And that's the best that they can do for them. For me, that wasn't enough. There was no way that I was going to be able to introduce my mom back into my life when she was obviously not healed. And just, that was one of the main reasons for her. And then for my father, he just does, it literally seems like I made it into college and then, he dropped me off at school. I remember having a hard time finding anybody to even drop me off at school. Like he didn't even want to do it. And then, I get dropped off at college which is only 40 minutes away. Like it was really close. It was like a city over, and yeah, it was just that kind of dry. And then I pretty much didn't talk to him ever. I knew he was still alive, still in the same town. I knew all that, but yeah, no contact, nothing. That was until about 7 years ago, maybe a year or two before COVID. And I would start getting, a happy, Merry Christmas text or Happy New Year text or whatever. It was usually Christmas. So thanks. Not too much during my birthday, from either. That was, that's the tail end of the experience with my parents. I'm not going to go into too many of the traumatic events, I guess, now. yeah, I don't really want to share them right now. I'm not really in the mood, but I've been through some traumatic events over years, over time. So that makes my PTSD complex, right? The whole first year of therapy, or I don't want to say first year, but the whole, it had to have been a solid 8 months, 6 to 8 months. I literally would have therapy once, I think I started off once a week, but it may have been every other week as well. At least once a month, we'll say that, right? So at least once a month, I would have these hour-long, like, purge sessions where I'd cry during 45 minutes of my hour. And then, like, I would continue crying because then, you know, you want to reflect and all that jazz. And it eventually got to, you know, it gets lesser and lesser. But that was the first time that I actually, like, was caring about myself with, like, no thought of anybody else caring for me, because it was very obvious that nobody did. You know, it's just a hard thing to admit to yourself. So, having to come to terms with that with, like, each of my relationships in my life, oh my gosh, it was very difficult, but, you know, I'm making my way out. So yeah, therapy for me was a cry fest for those, you know, that initial year. I probably cried for 8 months of it. So when Amber says that she took, you know, she had therapy or whatever, I don't believe her. But I can also see her totally, like, dissociating in the corner, which is why she sits around all day and can and just eat, because that would be, like, probably the only things that her neglectors would, you know, make sure she did. Maybe not make sure she did, but, like, that's one of the ways that you ensure something stays alive, right, is to feed it. Unfortunately, some people look at other people like animals and cattle so they can earn a paycheck. But anyway, that's not even here nor there. So basically, that was my experience in therapy. Traumatic as hell, but very releasing and healing. So it starts out traumatic because you're getting it all out, but then you're learning how to actually, like, cope with those things rather than, you know, sit there and think that, I don't know, you don't belong here or whatever.
Heal from situations from my childhood that once made me cry all the time. And I'll show you one of those examples. So when I was knee-high to a grasshopper.
Okay, we have to hear this phrase again. And again, like, it seems like everything that Amberlynn says is in order to elicit some sort of reaction, and that's how she makes it through the world, rather than just be herself and just, like, chill. Like, why are you trying to control everything? You know, we all know that that's not a healthy way to be, right? Like, you know, the sane people. So why does she choose to act out those? Look at this face. I mean, look, this is yes, I would say this is trauma. So now, in my opinion, we're going to start telling stories again, because we see Mama Lynn's still here. Hey, Mama Lynn. In my opinion, Mama Lynn, it seems like she is trying and is open to trying, but unfortunately, Amberlynn is really far gone. So, and I said that back in December for Vlogmas, or whenever she went up there. It was, in my opinion, that Mama Lynn was taking her and driving her up there, and then probably on the whole way home was, you know, crying to her man that, like, there's nothing that she can do, you know, and all that time's gone. So if she wants to stay around, like, she kind of has to do what Amber wants, I guess, ? It seems like she's making an effort, is what I would say. So now with her showing Mama Lynn in this episode, I feel like, and she brought out the photo album, I feel like we're going to go down memory lane. There's something going to be discussed that Amberlynn, now, again, I don't necessarily think every story Amberlynn tells is her own, because you can meet a lot of people, like, throughout the system. You learn to meet people throughout the system when you're in the system and what have you. So she knows how to, or at least has been in rooms and overheard conversations that were had, what have you. I feel like she probably overheard a lot of the things and, like, now that YouTube's a thing, like, you can get that shit for, you know, nothing from all over the world. So I think that, you know, she thought this was a good story, or a good way she could twist a story, and now she's going to tell us.
I saved my baby brother. So this is one of, like, multiple traumatic situations I was in my childhood. So I have shared this. This is me when I was little.
Now, and again, I feel like I'm still new to the Amberverse, obviously. Like, can I have a whole 16-hour filibuster in the middle of Congress about this? Absolutely. But I'm a novice by far. Like, I am so on top of the iceberg, which is Amberlynn, you know? But I already know that she often cites this time, which, quite frankly, maybe that's the last time that she felt she actually like mattered or made a difference. Maybe like maybe this really did happen, but I don't think it was as severe as she's making it out to be. But maybe we'll find out. This is alleged and this is my opinion. Maybe we'll find out, and the brother, or not the brother, he's not going to remember, but somebody will say something. Question mark. And put a pin in that real quick. Mama Lynn's boyfriend, is there any history on him? You know, were they together and then got sober together? Are they very codependent? Like, I have questions. Okay, we can unpin now. So she wants to tell the story. In my opinion, it could have been something as simple as she's in the room with them. Hell, this is alleged, except for the parts that aren't. I am here to be a comedian and speak my opinion, okay? What if this was the scene? Baby is near the cord. Somehow the cord is flopping to the point that maybe it was next to an air conditioner. Is an air conditioner there? Maybe it pushed the cord. Maybe this door opening pushed the cord. For some reason, the cord ended up around the baby's neck, right? However that happened. Maybe Amber did it. Again, these things are alleged and completely my opinion, and they're making up stories right now. So what if she saw that and saw that that could happen because she's a psychopath and thought that, because that's what psychopaths do according to the movies. What if she like incited that the parent comes out, or she maybe she called for them and said like help or something like that and said that happened. But I don't think she could come up with it on her own. So maybe something as simple as her sitting there on the couch, minding her own fucking business in her own fucking world, and they bring in the baby or something, and maybe somebody mentions like, oh yeah, you don't want to put him near your window because this, that, and the other, and then she just like cultivated this whole story, which would be really, really weird too. It makes a great television series, though. Like, I'm always entertained. And the fact that I can talk about it for like 30 minutes is wild, dude.
Crib was right here.
We all could.
And the string wrapped around his neck. I'm telling you, I had to rewrite the whole situation, giving every single detail that I could possibly remember. I had to read it daily. I had to read it out loud. And I did it so many times that, like, I desensitized myself from it. Like, I was trying really hard. And with the right type of therapy and the right type of therapist, like, healing and change is possible.
Okay, so she went the other route for it then. Because I mean, like, I save lives, you know. When my fight or flight kicks in, I seem to save lives. Now, damn, I was hoping she was going to tell this story. I don't quite remember if it's super dramatic. I'm pretty sure she says that the baby's blue. She says that the baby choked so much so that the baby was blue, I believe. And that's a fact, according to Amberlynn, who allegedly was there. To me, allegedly was there. But to her, factually, she said that she was there, baby blue, right? I don't know. As a springer into action, I think, one of the occurrences I had, I'm at a picnic. I'll just give bare bones. If you want more, I guess just tell me. Anyway, I'm at a picnic, and I don't see my cousin for some reason. My cousin's, I'm probably 10. He's probably 8, 7, maybe 7. He's 7 or 8. I'm probably 10. We were swimming. The adults are doing their thing, whatever, in the backyard. And I think my cousin was trying to like show off his diving skills, whatever. He was always trying to show off. And then I'd be like, you're so lame. You know, we grew up like siblings, which was a nice thing to have. I feel really grateful that I got to experience what a sibling was like, because my actual half brother is actually 11 years older than me, at least. So we were already out of the same generation. We didn't really grow up together. He was already like grown up by the time I came in. So, and my cousin decides to try to do a dive or whatever into the pool. He doesn't come up. And I'm the only one paying attention to him because, like I've said, I'm like the observer because of whatever I experienced in my trauma. And I was probably like eating chips or something and like still looking, at the pool to make sure he was okay. Well, he didn't come back up. So I wasn't going to make a big deal out of it, but I did tell an adult because I was like, I don't want to be fooled if he's joking, because that's what kids do and, whatever. And they're like, no, I'm sure he's fine. Like how I was, but he didn't come up. So I was like, all right, let me go check it out. And this is like over the course, like as soon as an adult said they weren't going to check, I went and checked because again, trauma, like again, how are you the most adult person with the least amount of experience? Like it's the least amount of life experience in a room full of people with lifetime of experience. Like it's a very strange feeling. So yeah, I went over to the pool and he wasn't coming up. He was not playing around, it seemed. And I dove in, I grabbed him, as I called, an adult to come over and help me because I was going to have to get him out. And, we got him out and he coughed up the water pretty quickly. No CPR or, mouth to mouth or anything like that. I think he was more like in shock, and then he just stayed underwater because our brains are fickle and our bodies are meat suits. But yeah, he ended up fine. But like, I don't like that's just a thing I did, I know it's important, and I know I like definitely saved his life, but for whatever reason, I'm like, that's what everybody would do, right? It's like, no, Curly, actually 9 times out of 10, like nobody's gonna even see that happen, so yeah, I'm definitely a person to hop in. But anyway, what I was mentioning is like, I've not told that story in my lifetime, and I'm around the same age as Amberlynn. I have not told that story in 20 years, right? The amount of times that she has harkened back to this incident with her baby brother. It's kind of weird to me, but I know that my view on things isn't quite normal. I just think it's a lot, I just think it's a lot. And to bring like even these pictures to it is really weird. Like I don't know. It's just, I watch a lot of true crime. It seems very performative to me. And very strange.
I love therapy because I go into it like in the nude. That's a weird.
Yeah, see, and then she says stuff like this. Like, this is why I have to speed it up, guys, because it's like, I don't even want this stuff to even cross my brain. You know what I mean? Like, she is so deranged that like we really shouldn't be watching her, like she's really gross. But as like a medical procedure / accident, you want to say it. All right, let's see what the story. Did she even say the story yet? No, she just said that she hasn't cried about it. So then she showed us that picture. That was the only reason she showed the picture. Like, what? At least, okay, maybe this is what Amber's positive contribution to society can be. She at least gets people talking, right? We are talking about a TV show at this point because like this is wild. It's wild. Yeah. So that's her contribution. She provides a talking point.
That is like when I am sitting there in front of my therapist, I let it all out. I literally let down my walls, my guards.
And by let it all out, she means she has immense diarrhea.
Size, gaining 40 pounds is super freaking easy to do, especially with lymphedema and lymphedema. Like, I can gain 10 pounds in 2 days. Easy. So, you guys, I genuinely feel so sick right now. I feel so nauseous. It's not even funny. I took my 3rd semaglutide shot yesterday, and I am feeling it. I feel awful. And TMI, I also have diarrhea. Versions of myself and secrets.
So, like, no, I don't. And again, isn't this only her first appointment? Is she talking about the appointments back years ago? I can't. It'd be one thing if she was consistent through the years ago to now, but she hasn't been. So I'm not going to count that as the same because honestly, I don't even know anything about the last time she went to therapy. And again, it could have just been the 15-minute onboarding process for all I know. And then, she went to a session and misinterpreted whatever they talked about and then didn't go again. So, she's a mess.
Feelings and thoughts and things I would never vocalize out loud to like anybody, I let loose. I let it all out because it's like, why am I paying to go to therapy if I'm not?
So, as for the dimensions and the shelving, right? Do you think her shelf fits on this lowermost shelf? Is this why she likes standing here? Because it looks like she kind of was just leaning on the bookcase, like to sit. I wonder if that gives her relief from the weight of her shelf. Oh, wow.
Like, actually take advantage of these things. Anyways, I need to spend the next, like
there.
3 minutes and just, like, who should, like,
right?
bring peace within because I'm actually...
Right? Oh, well, great. I'm glad that we woosed out there. That was really nice, Amber. Thank you for giving me that, that clip. It's not something completely fucking disgusting. I think she does. I think she shelves her shelf for comfort.
So I'll let you guys know how it goes after. All right, you guys, I had my first appointment, and please be shocked. Usually I cry. Even the first therapy appointment...
I revoke everything, Amberlynn.
The whole time. But I'm telling you, I am becoming better, like grounding myself and regulating.
Dude, she's using all the buzzwords and it's pissing me TF off. Okay, let's say why you're pissed off, Carly. It's pissing me the fuck off right now because I am having such trouble developing my things that would regulate my emotions. Like I'm having trouble like kickstarting that. Like it's like I'd rather do anything else but then once I do it, I'm like, oh my God, that felt great. But then I don't want to do it again, And it's things like meditation and journaling, things that do ground me. And it just really pisses me off that somebody like Amberlynn, who dude, I don't think she understands anything. Because secondly, grounding is more of going out and touching the fucking ground. It's in the name. So unless you're out there barefoot stepping in, Twinkie's piss when you take her out the one time a week, I don't see how she's quote unquote grounding, but that's just me. Okay. Rant over about that.
Oh, I didn't cry the whole time. I did cry one time, just once. But the way my therapist described it, which was such a good description, is like the first few appointments is like opening up a very full, packed, jammed closet and just taking everything out of it and being like, okay, now that everything's out of it, let's look at everything and see what we have to do with each thing.
Is she for real? Like, is she for real right now? She's for real, isn't she? This character is one of the worst characters ever made in history. Like, since the dawn of television. This is the worst character ever made. I can't think of anybody worse right now. Yeah, I'm like literally drawing a blank because she fills all of it. She's physically gross in the sense that she's like gross with neck cheese or whatever that was. She's gross in her mind, which is just like a whole jumbled fucking mess. I would love to see Amberlynn succeed. I would love to see her do a whole therapy, go through it. Feel free to document it if you want. But like she can't not let that like be like consume her. Like she has to do every little thing, and it's a lot for one person. It's a lot for one person. And then on top of that, the whole weight issue that you'll have to get through.
That's a really good way of explaining it. So that's very much how today went. And I like her a lot. I thought I was gonna...
So I have a sweater like this, but I don't usually use it in my climate. I really don't need it. And I've been thinking about getting rid of it. And I think I will now that I've seen it on her. I've been having, when I'm in it, I don't really feel good. So yeah, thank you, Amber. Another contribution. Thank you.
It was just like her getting to know me more and know more about my past and my current life, things that are bothering.
Yeah, again, or she's lying to us. See, again, she's probably lying. In my experience with I've had probably like 5 or 6 onboarding. I've had a couple different therapists throughout the years. And I've had people from students to people who have decades of experience so far. Just because, like I've mentioned, I more wanted to, I wanted to just get started. I wanted to know what the tools were. What am I missing? What, how do I get better? And it's very opposite of Amberlynn. But anyway, those initial 10 to 15 minute little intros and the next couple appointments, they are very stale because you don't know, you can't tell your whole story within the course of 2 hours, that's pretty much impossible. And like I mentioned, a lot of things that are traumatic in our heads that have been through trauma are not traumatic. They are normal. And I don't think that Amberlynn has sifted through all of that enough to know so much so that she could put a PowerPoint presentation together in order to give her familial history.
Really good first appointment. So now I need to do a few things, and my mom's going to be
2 hours.
Tomorrow's her birthday, and I was like, what do you want to do for your birthday? She wants to go to bingo. She wants to go to bingo today. We think we're going to do electronic bingo, which is my fave, and we also get to Dob right next to the electronics. We get to do both. My mom went to go order us some dinner. We're going to have their nachos grande or whatever it's called. So,
listen, I will totally subscribe to the allegation that her mom was told that she has a pretty shirt and that somehow got written on the cup, and then Amberlynn took credit for that.
Yay. My bingo dauber of choice has been this super bright pink one. It's so cute. And then I also really like this Dazzle yellow one because it's glittery and sparkly. Okay, guys, so I had a really good time with...
Yeah, that was totally healthy, Amberlynn. Somebody at 500 pounds having some motherfucking nachos in the middle of a fucking bingo hall of Oklahoma. This is dinner. What do you mean?
Okay, guys, so I had a really good time with my mom. Stepdad stayed home because he's not feeling well, so keep him in your guys' thoughts. I hope that you guys did enjoy this vlog, and if you guys haven't...
Oh, this is leading up to her getting COVID.
I did the trend that people are doing over on my TikTok. I think I did it last night or the night before. It's where people are taking Kendrick Lamar's song because at the Grammys, Taylor Swift was like...
I don't know. Was that weird for everybody?
I think I did it last night or the night before. It's where people are taking Kendrick Lamar's song because at the Grammys, Taylor Swift was getting down when they played that song.
I haven't even... I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it. Would you guys want my thoughts on the Super Bowl halftime show? Because we can do it. I don't mind. I've been telling other people. All right, let me know down in the comments if you'd like to hear Curly's take on the halftime show. I know it's late, but you know, sometimes it's still worth, you know, it's not, it hasn't even been a week. Oh my God, everything is so fast these days. It's like 2 minutes and then everything's over.
While everyone else was just like chilling. You know what, maybe I'll just add it here while I'm speaking. So you guys are probably saying it now, but if you want to see with the music, it's genuinely so funny. Everyone is doing that trend and I thought it was hilarious. And I was like, I need to do that because I literally was standing Taylor Swift. Yeah, Amberlynn Reid is saying that. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for the support.
Oh my God. Oh, dudes, it is so hard. It is so hard to be both sides of this fucking coin. Wow. Yeah, okay, I have to talk about it now. I'll put something together. Amberlynn, just say bye to us. Oh, 3 seconds? I don't even want it. You can keep it, you freaking liar. She's so gross. Yeah, that's what she took away from that performance. Am I surprised? No. Would I expect something more? Yeah, of course. You know, I'm always expecting the best. I'm always expecting the best in somebody that fails miserably. All right, well, I think we pretty much covered everything that needed to be covered with the whole... So this is I'm getting sick. So he's at home. Mama Lynn's sick. She goes to bingo for her birthday with Amberlynn. Amberlynn's sick. That would be my guess how the whole thing went down. And then, I mean, she had those nachos, which should definitely raise her immune system, right? That's got to be vitamin C for the imitation cheese. Corn chips have to have something in them, right? What's that? Maybe fiber? Maybe? Yeah, maybe some fiber in there. I did see plenty of vegetables. The jalapenos will be really great. Great addition. It's probably got, you know, the K's in it because it's so dark. Oh, and then I think with the heat, I think the heat's, you know, a good one to have. Oh yeah, don't forget about the salsa. Don't forget about the salsa. Got a double whammy there. Like, what the fuck, dudes? All right, I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. Bye. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I'm just recording. Honestly, I'm really just recording this now, and then I'm going to edit. I'm going to do a little bit of food delivery via one of the great apps of our generation. See if I can earn some extra money after, you know, the full-time job, because this is how it is to be single in America right now, is we got to get that. We just got to diversify everything, like literally. Happy millennials. Gotta love it. So this is my initial reaction. I haven't looked at anybody else's reactions yet. But if you do see me in somebody else's comments, feel free to say hi. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I'll talk to you soon. Be safe out there, man. Bye.